Guys, this guide is not for new time balanced druids, as I will not cover what the talents do and how to play balanced druid, but instead I'll go through how current balanced druids can further themselves in PvP by talking about good talent choices and simple combos. After patch 7.1, balanced druid got a strong buff, receiving talents such as deep roots, and I think they're in a strong position. Now on with the guide. So first of all, let's go through the talents. So, for level 15 talents, I'd take Star-Lord. I think Star-Lord's a lot better than Warrior of Elune, because Star-Lord is kind of more of a passive, and is always there, compared to Warrior of Elune, it's only 45 seconds, and on top of that, only 2 Lunar Strikes is not that great. While it is good when you're getting mega trained, and you're struggling to get any casts off at all, Star-Lord will overall be a better bet. For level 30 talents, I'd take Wild Charge over Displacement Beast, because Wild Charge has not only a lower cooldown, but it doesn't take you out of Boomkin form. You see, with Displacer Beast, it puts you into Cat form. Then you have to swap back into Boomkin form to do more damage. Places where Displacer Beast would be better is that if you're running away or you're getting trained really hard in Arena, and you want to keep into that Cat form to run away more, then maybe Displacer Beast would be better. But in especially PGs, Wild Charge will be better, because you can easily kite better, especially with that lower cooldown, and you can keep that damage going on the target. For level 45, I would take Guardian Affinity, because while getting trade really hard, Guardian Affinity makes you take less damage, which is mega important. The only time I would take Restoration Affinity is if you're in a 2v2 and you don't have a healer, and you need to try to keep your ally and yourself alive. Restoration Affinity would probably be better. In those circumstances, would I take Frail Affinity, because the movement speed is just so weak. Moving on to level 60. Mighty Bash is overall probably your best decision, because Mighty Bash gives you your only stun, and that only stun is really important for getting casts such as Full Moon off, and it just shuts down your target, and stops you from getting trained, and it gives you more kite potential, and it's really good. While Mass Entanglement is another option, I wouldn't take it, because it gives your roots a cooldown, and that's detrimental to a further talent. Level 75, Soul of the Forest is what I would take, because it gives you that Astral Power reduction on Starfall. And that is important because it combos very well with your Astral Drift. And Astral Drift allows you to walk and cast in your Starfalls. And Soul Forest means you can have those Astral Drifts up more, so you can cast a move and kite your target better, more often. Stellar Fire is also very good in a 3v3 environment, because it means you can dot up the targets more, and you can keep that pressure going. Shooting Stars and Astral Communion are talents I would recommend in level 90. Astral Communion is very good in BG circumstances, when you want to put down a Starfall, then Astral Communion, then another Starfall to keep that going. Also it can be good in Arena circumstance, when you want to like burst, and you've got 80 Astral Power, and you double Star Surge, then you Astral Communion double Star Surge, and that's 4 quick Star Surges. That's a lot of damage. Shooting Stars can be better in a circumstance when there's a lot of targets. So maybe in a 3v3 environment, Shooting Stars would be better. So you can dot up everybody and get all that Astral Power going with all your dots. Especially in a BG, a big one like Alterac Valley, when there's a lot of people to dot, Shooting Stars is a lot better then. For level 100, I would not take Fury of Elune, because everyone's moving all the time, and it's very hard to keep them under Fury of Elune. And on top of that, it does not do a lot of damage, especially with how much Astral Power it drains. And once again, Stellar Drift is just the overall best here, because it combos so well with Soul of the Forest. Nature's Balance is okay, but it's much more of a PvE based talent. Okay guys, so in conclusion, I like to take Star-Lord, Wild Charge, Guardian Affinity, Mighty Bash, Soul of the Forest, Astral Communion, and Stellar Drift. There are some talents I didn't mention, such as Typhoon, False Nature, and Renewal. False Nature and Typhoon I find have no use in PvP, while Renewal is semi-useful, being a flat heal. I find Wild Charge being much better, as it gives mobility. Okay, moving on to your honor talents. So, I would take Adaptation for your first one, because I'm not an orc. And because I'm not an orc, it means Relentless is not that great. And while Gladius and Medallion may be alright, I have for Adaptation because it's just quicker, easier, and I'm lazy. For the next one, I would not take Train of Thought at all, because balanced druids like to get trained, and everyone's just going to sit on that fat chicken, and they're going to nuke you. and that means that your Train of Thought will not be ever active, because being attacked will cancel this effect. That's not good. Mind Quickness is good, because it gives you that increased haste, and that's something that's very important on a balanced druid, is haste. This other talent, I would not recommend it, because it's not normal that targets above 80%, and the 30 crit chance is not too great. Iron Feather Armor is what I'll take for the next row, mainly because, as I say, balanced druids like to get trained, and people are always going to sit you and hitting on you and beating you up. So Iron Feathered Armor gives you more sustainability and much more armor, which is nice. Crescent Burn is what I would take here, because once again, if you're getting trained and people are on you all the time, you're constantly being interrupted, Crescent Burn means you can just run around spamming Moonfires on people, and the Moonfires will do alright base damage. I would have recommended Celestial Downpour before the hotfix, but now that it was nerfed significantly, I would not take it. Eclipse is another option, but I think the damage from Crescent Burn is a lot better. Moving on to the next row. Prickly Thorns is an option. It combos quite well with Deep Roots. It is also good if you've got someone like a Druid against you and they're going to keep shapeshifting out of your roots. You can put a lot of damage, because as soon as they shapeshift out of those roots, they're going to take 112,000 damage. I'd recommend Dying Stars though, because especially against people like Paladins, so in a 2v2 or a 3v3 environment, when you're against like a rep Paladin and you're going to keep dotting them up and then they're going to keep cleansing your dots, you're going to generate a lot of Astral Power from them dispelling those dots. Moonkin Aura is very good in a BG, because once you use those Star Surges you get a lot of crit, and that crit helps everybody, including yourself. Moving on to the final row. Cyclone and Deep Roots are both very good. A lot of people will opt and take Cyclone, while I think Deep Roots is much better. Now I think Deep Roots is better than Cyclone, because what Deep Root allows you to do is you can Deep Root a target, you can then lay your silence on top of them, and you can free DPS them for about 10 seconds while they're locked in that entangling roots, which can't be broken by damage. And while they're locked there, you just get 10 seconds of free damage. And it's especially good for casting Full Moon. You can dot, Full Moon, you got 10 seconds, as I say, of free damage. It's fantastic. Cyclone is better maybe in a 2v2 and a 3v3 environment, when you try to CC the healer, so their healer's casting lots of stuff, and you just Cyclone them, that just locks the healer out for 6 seconds. It's also very good. Fairy Swarm. Fairy Swarm's alright. It's very good against melee comps in Arena, but the thing with melee comps is that I would just use Deep Roots, because if a warrior is running at you, you just Deep Root them, and you can kite and DPS the warrior as you run away, because he's stuck there. Okay, now that is talents done. So, in conclusion, I had to take for my PvP talents: Adaptation, Mind Quickness, Iron Feather Armor, Crescent Burn, Dying Stars, and Deep Roots. Now quickly I'm going to show you a short clip where I show off the Deep Roots Silence combo, where I get some nice DPS on someone who's locked in those entangling roots. Now I'm going to end on some Battleground footage so you can see my playstyle. Thanks for watching, and any questions leave in the comments. Thanks guys.
Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my Sometimes I've been thinking I'm dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you. By the moonlight, sweeping